everybody. At least we didn't make them wait for us this time. Okay, so I'm gonna hold off on the.
You gotta keep them guessing.
Right? Surprise. Mm-hmm. So now here's the bad thing. All of your cams are frozen still on stream.
Oh, they are. Yes, they are.
Okay. Why would that be?
I don't know. I thought it was just because I had that confirm and go live that it was holding it up.
In the bottom left corner, go to your Windows and click on the Windows tab. Scroll until you see Discord, then click on Discord. That might reset it.
Oh, you know what I wonder? Because I have the thing Okay, so Evolves, just opening up the window. Yours is no longer...
Cool. Okay. I can move.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, Evolve now.
He is now
is there
free
like a
Evolve.
refresh or something that I can... That's weird.
That's kind of a refresh the instructions, but I don't know.
But you cut out. I couldn't hear your instructions.
Oh, so in the bottom left corner where the Windows icon is, click on that and then scroll till you see Discord.
Okay.
And then you'll be a Discord folder and then click on Discord. That should refresh things.
So remind me again about this professional start thing she said.
I swear. Hey, Poe, thank you so much for being here, and you're awesome as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Apologies for the technical difficulties.
I waved at Poe and I forgot my camera was frozen.
Yeah,
And I'm just a vortex, which I like.
I'm the only free one. Haha.
Did you get a sock?
What? What? What was that?
What?
What?
Did he get a sock?
Did you say
free elf?
saw?
There it is.
A sock.
I thought he said suck. I was like, that was earlier.
I found the clue or the thing. All right. I fixed it. I is clever. I is clever.
Yeah.
I did it.
You made Aladis disappear. How did you do that?
Yeah, that was actually kind of funny. It went from his frozen face to just the empty room. But I like that picture of the castle in the background. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Very DM.
Right?
I like my swirly vortex.
You're like, I like being nothing. Dark.
I like being nothing.
And he has returned. Welcome back.
Here's the master himself.
Doodles. There. I think that might fix that thing. And I will fix layering later. I need to get on that. Wait, you're early? Come back in 10 minutes. No?
We're early on purpose, sir.
Yes, we're early for a purpose this time. So...
Yes.
I still don't know what it is, and I'm part of this.
Indeed.
Oh, I was
Penny. By the way, just check the group messages.
I was gonna ask about that because for that, but are we gonna try and work it in organically, story wise? Or are we going to?
Look, you guys have just finished up a combat. You can essentially do what you want after that, but I'm just making a suggestion.
No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There we go.
That as well. Mostly that.
Mostly that. Hello. Hi, Bagel. Hi, honey. Hello. Welcome in. How you doing, babe?
How are you? Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Hi, you have an actual purpose? What? Who?
What?
Who you Wait, what? Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. Hello, everybody. We're just now getting started. Hi, Titanic. Hi, Sugalar. Hi, Krakus. Hi, Redneck. So I'm gonna start off by I'm gonna prep the song that Krakus wrote for us. But in the meantime, if you would like to go in order from like to my right, Aldous, Aqua, Mucky, Evolved. I swear I mixed you guys up, and that really bothers me. But I prefer Mucky being underneath me. So. Don't choke, Aqua.
Oh, channel points. Is going right.
I will get that set up as well as the song. But if you guys would like to talk about who you are and what you do and your character, that would be great. I'm going to be doing
put on
quick
the
little shout
spot.
outs. Yeah.
I'm Alidus. I'm the DM, and I try to kill everybody.
Nearly accomplished that.
Why am I broken? Oh, because I'm not doing
Well.
the E in your name. Thank you, Voodoo. Wow, broke. I did it wrong twice. Okay, go ahead, guys. I'm here. I'm fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Well, I'm Aqua. I play Tamea, who is a tiefling cleric of the Tempest Order. I always forget the word.
Main.
Thank you. And yeah, I also stream on Twitch and I typically just fail repeatedly at being stealthy lately, and yeah.
You also do art, and you have an art channel.
Oh yeah, I also do art, and I also have a print store and stuff.
She does wonderful art. Go check it out. Definitely good. Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, talking to.
Oh yeah, we're going to that. Okay. Yes.
Oh. So
My name is Bald. I play Adrian, a paladin.
Thank you, baby.
The brooding, handsome, charismatic character of the group. I also do variety streaming here on Twitch. I play a lot of shooters, some party games, combat-centric games, action games, and I do D&D here on Penny Stream. I also have a YouTube channel that I post my videos to for gameplay and just some short clips and stuff like that.
So that's something that I have to remember.
You remember it.
Mucky, go for it.
Go for what? What do I do?
Talk about yourself.
Or about bacon.
I tend to hang around most people's streams and bring entertainment value, collect diamonds, do make things for people.
Troll.
A troll, yeah. Sometimes I stream and get trolled back, which is always good fun. A little bit of revenge is always welcome.
Yes, revenge is a good thing.
Go buy Evolve's merch. Yeah, there it is.
And okay, so we'll welcome in everybody. That's the lovely crew that we're playing with together. We've been having an absolute blast, and I really appreciate.
Truly.
Hey, hi Holly. I'm glad you're catching us too. Welcome, babe. Yes. So we have individual shout outs for each player and our lovely DM. And then we have just kind of the player shout out. It will give you direct links in a list there. They're all wonderful streamers, except for Aldous. He's just a wonderful human DM friend. Yep. So yeah, go check him out if you haven't already.
Person.
He's very tolerant. He has all the sass, all the jokes, all the things.
Great tool set for this.
I like that I said all the things. It kind of makes it, you know what I mean? Like whereas, so it's he has multiple, So, anyways, we're gonna play.
You trying to make it weird again?
Did I succeed?
Yes.
Frequently.
Yep.
There we go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump straight into the Krakus song, and then we'll go into the recap.
Penny starts her intros. We're all left in silence, laughing at her fun miming as she fiddles with her kit. We've got Mucky cool in shades. Evolved an older sinew shirts, Penny's now gone missing. Aqua's dancing is well lit, so the fire is over. A gang tries to recover. Truly gets a jealous rant at Adrian's humping ways. She blames it on the mermaid, who says she's not a mermaid. Demaya's fed up with spider talk and Grumbly's in a daze. You gotta know when your mic's on, know when it's off, know when to talk away, and know when to shush. Don't blame it all on Adrian, he's just a brooding dickhead. You realize before it's over he really wants your bush.
Oh God.
Truly stops her ramblings when Desme offers treasure. Finds a mystery hexagon, has trouble trusting friends. Adrian picks up potions, Demaya grabs some magic scrolls. Grumbly dreams of endless bacon as he polishes his gems. While they're talking about big D's, they run into some Hobgoblins. A dragon dog attacks Adrian and truly stinks them out. Mighty weapon swinging, truly ends up unconscious. Demaya's trying to heal her, Grumbly's almost taken out. You gotta know when your mic's on, know when it's off, know when to talk away, and know when to shush. Truly stop denying it, we all know it's gonna happen. You'll realize you need Adrian, it's him who'll make you gush.
No, oh damn it.
Very good.
Immediately regrets it. What's LP?
Yeah.
That was so good.
That was-
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I loved
Dude,
it.
you need some.
That
You
was-
need
that
to
was
learn
a-
to play it. You need to learn to play guitar and get
Oh.
this sorted out.
Well, that's here's the best part about that song, is it was done in like such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Like when I'm writing my songs, I like it takes me like days of sitting there like on a just one like portion of the lyrics, and then I'll go with a fresh mind the next day after some sleep, and then try the next set. It's like that's pretty outstanding. That's a lot of good lyrics, and it basically did the recap for us.
Yeah. I don't think we can compete with that.
Well, we're
That
gonna
was
try.
No, that's it. End of stream. See you guys.
More to the point, you're
Right.
gonna try.
Yeah, well, actually evolved.
Pretty good line.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's not all
That's
about
all.
you,
Really,
Reggie.
but
It's not all
I feel
about
like
you.
Krakus did such an amazing job.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, everything
Yeah.
you're gonna do at this point is just gonna suck and be embarrassing for you. So
this, this is her revenge boner because of everything that was in the song about Truly.
I'm waiting for somebody to say, "How is this different to normal?" But, you know,
This is also true. How is that different than a normal time? But as my recap, I'm just gonna replay the song.
oh wait.
Hit it.
No.
Get it.
Yep. You're pretty much hired. Yeah. Yes. That was very good. Very good, Krakus. Thank you so much, dude. Seriously, I love it
turn
so
the
much.
volume up more, and then it'll be different.
I can't turn it up
That'll-
anymore. It was at its max.
Okay, good. Well, then we're gonna replay it.
Anyways, we're gonna go on to previously on with Evolved Evil. Why you look so uncomfortable?
I can't compete
Review.
with that. But we'll try. Hi, everybody. So, previously on A Time of the Wolf, Krakus made a song that actually covered everything. So if you guys rewind the VOD about 2 minutes, you're gonna hear all of it. It's fantastic. A lot of great stuff. Experience, obviously, the charmer that he is, was able to nail the naiad, not a mermaid, and got us a lot of great gifts. And Truly, while we were all discovering what our gifts were, that we swam down to the bottom of the floor, she used her detective skills, great detective skills, to figure out exactly what some of the objects were by asking Mucky about the unicorn pendant that she was holding, with Maya right there also wearing that same pendant. So her detective skills, very Batman. We continued on our journey down the path to find the missing hunters and the druid Czar's hut. This is also near a dryad camp, the Grove of the Dryads. Grumbly and Adrian gave chase to the creatures watching us in the woods after they were called out by being asked to expose themselves, and then they ran. We found the creatures and began to battle 2 hobgoblins and a gardrake that just would not die. Hit that thing, it just wouldn't die. By the end, Grumbly and Adrian were nearly knocked and truly had gone down, but was revived by Damea. Grumbly has had a rough day so far after battling the water snake and the hobgoblin battles. He's very rough right now. And yeah, that's where we're at. And again, if you want to hear a better recap, rewind the VOD about 3 minutes. Listen to Krakus' song, because it was so much better than anything I just...
Opening animation.
Take it away.
All right. Very well read. So obviously none of the others. Adrian's one. Okay, so
Here we are.
Here we are. In a forest, surrounded by the slain corpses of your enemies, looking a bit the worse for wear. What would you guys like to do?
I think we need a rest.
Yeah.
We're fucked up.
First thing that
I
Truly is
believe that
going
is
to do.
technical term.
Mhm.
Oh.
Truly's going to stand up and walk over to Demaya and do the kind of where you grab each other's arm, type thing, and things. It's and she's just gonna kind of hold it for a second, maintaining eye contact a little bit, and just be like, "Thank you so much."
Demaya's gonna be like a little uncomfortable with the closeness of it, but is grateful or accepts her thanks.
Adrian just kind of elbows Grumbly.
Grumbly's
They're
just
gonna
going to
do
sit
it.
there. Grumbly's just going to sit there, coughing up blood, thinking, "Yeah, whatever." And his mind's on healing bacon.
Yeah, we should probably get you a doctor of some sort or something.
Yeah,
We
I think
can probably I'd probably make camp here and maybe do some take turns with watch, and then we could we could go back to your girlfriend's pool area if you want to go there and rest. We could go there and do like a rest and then come back.
Oh, awkward. I've already forgot her name.
Morning boner, come on.
I know, honestly.
That was earlier. I did that earlier. Oh, yeah. I think here's good. Here's good.
I
This
can
is a
take
good
the
place.
first watch since all 3 of you are rough.
Oh,
You
thank
sleep.
you.
I'd appreciate
I
it.
watch.
I accept that offer.
Grumbly's feeling very, very useless with his very low hit points.
Demaya's gonna practically like turn into nurse mode and be like, okay, you lie down there. You lie down there. You make sure you drink. Lie down. Stay where you are.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Right.
give her a little bit of like responsibility, and she just gets power.
Truly basically
What was
takes
that
her
for?
pack, puts it down, and puts her head on it, and like kind of instantly just knocks out.
Adrian just falls over, laying on the ground. Night, bitches.
Grumbly just makes a very nice, sort of comfortable pillow out of the dead Hobgoblin.
Oh God.
Okay. Hobgoblins well known for their cushiony qualities, especially, especially the ones wearing full armor, as these ones
Yeah.
will.
Dwarves.
Oh dear. Okay, so you guys are going to do a long rest. So what I'll do is I'll ask you to just mark off a long rest on your character sheets, which should reset everything.
Long rest confirmed.
Yay.
All right.
Oh.
You're not
All right.
dead.
DeMeo, how do you pass time on your first watch?
Basically, alternating between keeping a watchful eye on the forest around us and kind of just sitting and pondering about the encounter with the masked person and how they knew my mentor and how she really, really wants to find that person again so that she can find out more about why her mentor seems to be connected to these people.
Okay. Who are you going to wake up to take the second watch?
Grumbly.
He doesn't need more rest than anyone.
So Grumbly is woken for his
Grumbly's,
watch.
yeah, Grumbly's woken and feeling very grumpy about being
How
woken
did
up.
Grumbly pass the time on the second watch?
Basically, they're cleaning his armor as he usually does. Sits there chuntering because he's got dents and scratches all over him. Stitches up a couple of his wounds. And just basically just sits there mightily fed up that he's had a really bad day and just wants to go and sit in a tavern and eat and drink.
Okay. Who are you going to wake up for the third watch, please?
Well, it's going to be my main man, Adrian. So I'm going to walk over and gently wake him and ask him if he can take over because I can't keep my eyes open anymore.
All right. And
blood loss,
Grumbly,
you know.
As soon as your head hits the comfy hobgoblin pillow, you are out like a light. You find yourself drifting off into a dream, but it's not a particularly restful dream. But it seems to be sort of quite a useful dream. You sort of find yourself replaying some of the fights you've been in your mind, and trying to sort of remember some of the kind of times you've been like trying to like spin around and hit things with your hammer with a bit of extra power, or times when you've been trying to do like something extra special in combat and it just hasn't seemed to quite work for you, that sort of thing. And you sort of find yourself replaying these things a couple of times and they're not working, and then in your dream a figure who you recognize from the hall of dwarfs from your previous dream, the one who was sort of clapping you on the shoulder. He sort of appears next to you, and as you're about to take a swipe at the hobgoblin's knees, as you did in the battle, everything seems to stop. And this dwarf who's wearing sort of burnished kind of brassed armor with lots of nicks and dents and things in it. He has an enormous notched scar out of the bridge of his nose, steps in front of you, grabs your wrist, changes the angle of the hammer, and then suddenly the dream starts again. But this time you make a much more satisfying contact with your swing. You then flash back to a point where you were slashed across the upper chest by the hobgoblin with its sword, and everything stops again. The dwarf kind of steps in front of you, grabs your arm, changes the angle, so this time your hammer intercepts the blow and you parry it away. And the dwarf kind of looks at you and nods and says, "You'll do. Keep going." And at that point, you find yourself waking up in the morning. Adrian, how do you pass the time on your watch?
Adrian is going to sit around the fire and just roast some marshmallows or some fruits that he found laying around on a stick. He's just gonna kind of hang out and listen to the sounds of the night, listening for any kind of evil there, smite. But also
Okay.
snack time.
Okay, that's fine. And you hand over to Truly for the final watch.
Yes.
And as you settle down to rest, a sort of sense of just having done the right thing by being so watchful around the fire kind of settles over you, and you slip off to sleep quite peacefully. And you find yourself on the plain of Black Rock once again. But this time there's only one figure there, and it's the figure whose hand you took during the previous battle. It's the figure in the enormous suit of armor. And this figure basically turns its helmeted head towards you. You can't see anything within the visor of the helm, and he says, "You have taken your first steps down a difficult but noble path. Well done."
Steps. Brooding. Brood. Yeah. Who are you?
He says, "I'm Helm. I guide the watchful and those who would defend others. If you keep your eyes always on your past, Adrian Morningshade, you may not see the dangers all about you." And he reaches his hand out and he says, "I offer you this by way of assistance." He stretches out his hand as if he's offering to shake hands with you.
Adrian. Reach out to take Helm's hand.
Okay. And as his hand grasps yours, there's a sense of enormous power in the hand that you've taken, kind of flowing down his arm and just kind of resonating through you. And he says, "I will be there. I am always watching. Take this, and it will help you. And you wake up. And when you wake up, you find something in your hand. And it is a small piece of what appears to be metal. It is only about sort of 3-4 inches long and about 2 inches wide. And essentially what it is it's a crafted symbol of a gauntlet, like a full plate armor gauntlet, with an eye etched on the back of the hand.
This is incredible. I will stay on this path. I swear this. I will stay on this path.
Yeah. And Truly, as you're sat around the fire, what do you find yourself doing?
I'm kind of seated by whatever fire we have going and watching, but my thoughts are kind of straying to the figure with the mask, and just feeling like we didn't get enough out of it before it vanished away, and we couldn't stop it, and it really frustrated Truly. She feels a growing desire to help her friend get some answers, and she's also put off by it appearing so often, and referencing something very ominous. So she's just kind of sitting there stewing over the past day's events. And also she's kind of a little bit like hung up on like, I mean, I thought I was a good looking guy. I saw my reflection when I was watching Adrian having sex with the mermaid chick.
Okay, and obviously, as this various different types of frustration that Truly is obviously feeling, kind of boil
Frustration,
around, and you know, in your mind, you find yourself kind of finding that the thoughts are kind of pushing you in various directions, but also that you can kind of feel like these thoughts like a sort of force in your mind, and you kind of think about the mysterious figure, and it's almost like you feel yourself lash out, but you haven't moved. A bit like when somebody kind of punches a wall in anger. You feel like you've done that, but you know you haven't moved your hands, and then you feel like that you have and then you think about the various comments that were made about your male persona, and again you lash out and you feel frustrated, but you know you haven't moved, and you get a bit confused by this, and you just sort of look around, and for a moment your eyes settle on Grumbly, and you hear and you can actually hear his thoughts and his dreams, and a vision of bacon comes into his mind, and you get very frustrated, always with the bacon, and you just kind of feel this lashing out again, and you know you haven't moved, and at that point, Grumbly, you are going to wake up with a banging headache.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Oh, my head.
At this point, you have all leveled up to level 3, and you should be on a long rest, so everything is reset. Demea, we will say that as part of your watch, you also prayed and reset your spells, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you guys have woken up in the morning. Everything is reset. You are all well. You are now surrounded by slightly stinkier corpses of your enemies, and you are on the forest path. What would you like to do?
Do we have a campfire going? Because I'd like to throw or kick the bodies onto the fire.
Well, before we do that, should we probably go through their pockets?
I like your thinking, Truly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So dives in.
Do you just focus on the back pockets?
I mean, it's not like they're doorways. It's like
I'm going to look up from behind
they're not
one
really
of the
entrances.
corpse of the biggest Hobgoblin and just go, back pockets.
All right.
We
Go.
could double team them, and you take the back, I'll take the front.
That's right, girlfriend.
I'm going to say you have enough time to thoroughly search them, and they are not hiding anything mysterious or anything like that. So on the body of the first guard, you find 12 silver pieces. On the body of the second hobgoblin, you find 18 silver pieces, for a grand total of 30. The guard drake carries nothing except an enormous metal collar. On the side of the enormous metal collar is engraved a symbol of the head of a wolf. And the two hobgoblins are each kind of wearing cloaks, which are kind of bound with a clasp, just as sort of on the left collarbone, which again is also a symbol that you're coming to recognise of a wolf's head.
This is getting. This is very clearly all to do with this wolf that the figure that we keep seeing is talking about. This is starting to kind of add up, and I'm not feeling good about this.
Yeah, but
as
what
she
kind
as
of-
she's saying this, as she's handing out 5 gold to the others, so that way it's evenly split. You said 30 gold, right, Aldous?
30
Silver.
silver.
Oh, 30 silver. Okay. Well then 5 silver to each of us.
That makes 20.
Wait.
Four players, one DM.
I mean, I can have a tip if you want, but I'm not.
Oh. Okay. Yes. I'm.
I swear I am not deliberately making the treasure in amounts that are not divisible by 4 easily, but you know, it does seem
Seven
to
and
be
a half
working out
is
that
an
way.
even
Well,
split, but good luck with the half.
Yeah.
So
I'll give whatever's
just-
left to Grumbly because
so 7 each, and then the extra.
Yeah.
7 each
Yeah.
or 5?
Wouldn't it be? Yeah.
7.
7.
It would be 7 each and 9 to Grumbly, if that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. To Silva. Okay.
All right.
And so as I'm handing it out and I'm saying this, I'm kind of I distribute the stuff and then I kind of pull out the black rock that I have that has all the kind of religious symbols on it. With one we still haven't 100% figured out. We're seeing the wolf a lot. This is the first time we've seen this sort of thing. Is there any... I mean, I know you guys don't have answers. I'm just really thinking out loud here. Could there be some sort of connection?
I've been wondering the same as well, because they all seem to have element-based designs on them. Like we have the stone, the water, the tree.
The unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And man kind of
Element big.
fingers her necklace
Yeah.
comfortably because she doesn't like the thought that her goddess might be connected with whatever wolf business is going on.
Or maybe I mean, could it be not so much that they're connected in that way, but maybe there's an answer here that we can find in this stone. This could be helping us as a guide. Religious things like this, so many different factions on one stone, means that there's got to be a combining for a reason. That maybe that's something that's important for us to combine, for us to unite against a force. Again, I might just be reading too much into it, and she just kind of puts it back in her sack, and I don't know. That's making me nervous.
I don't know either, but the town master did tell me that there was a shrine to Maliki near the town, so maybe after we deal with these potentially trapped dryads, we could go there, or I could go there.
We still
See
have
if
the
I can get-
hunters that are missing as well. And Czar that we're trying to find.
Yeah.
We'll
Don't forget
finish what
about
we're here
Zara.
for. We'll finish what we're here for sure.
But I do think there must be some kind of link here. There's too many coincidences for it not to be.
So,
How are you
Where
feeling,
are we
Grumbly?
going?
Did you sleep well?
not really. The old noggin's still hurting.
You're gonna see her kind of go like, oh, I think I have some bread in my pack. I could probably, maybe some food will help you feel better. She feels really bad because she feels responsible even though she's not entirely sure if she is. She just knows that she thinks that she read your mind, and maybe that intrusion might have been the cause. So she's just gonna hand you half a loaf of bread from her pack.
Grumbly's just going to wink at you and give you a slight tap on the arm. That's my girl.
Yeah. Oh god. How did how did you guys sleep?
I slept well. How did
I-
you sleep?
I feel like I slept well, and you know that I and I think all of us are on the right path here.
I thought
How
the
did
right-
you sleep, truly?
Oh,
Yeah, truly.
I was out like a log. I don't even think I dreamt. I had a lot to think about during my shift, but
Are you feeling better? It seemed like you. I don't know how to say this. You were a bit gassy during that fight. Did they scare the shit out of you? It was rather. It was ripe. I gotta tell you.
you know what?
Honestly.
I
Not what
actually,
that smell was.
I actually think. That's why I'm getting it for you. You know what? I think that what happened was, Adrian, I think you hit the dragon creature so hard that it like shot out a stinking smell at me. So that's just my theory. I don't know. She's just gonna kind of get like
You're
wide-eyed.
thinking that I hit the drake so hard that it sprayed pheromones on you?
Yeah, like a dragon, like a really potent, pungent pheromone smell, like at me. Because I mean, that would be my guess.
Repulsive, you know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought it was very, very bad, very bad. I was very upset when that happened too. Yes. That's yep. Just like,
A lot of weird things about you that have been happening lately.
what?
What exactly caused some? I can't be the only one here that sees this happen.
Well, I'm honestly kind
remember-
of surprised that you caught on to anything, because you're so wrapped up in your spider skills.
Don't mention the spider skills. I'll go on and on about it. And also, Adrian, do you remember that third tiefling that we keep telling you does not exist? That was truly.
Is he here?
We
Is he
don't-
around? Like, did you see him again? Was he here at night
Yeah.
when you were watching? At
You know what?
watch.
Is
You
it-
know where I
Are
saw
his
him?
spider senses
truly-
tinkling again?
Not this time, no.
Truly,
Oh,
truly turned into a man for whatever reason. There was no third tiefling, is what I keep trying
Adrian
to tell you.
takes out his sword. She's a changeling.
Oh, for fuck's
And
sake!
what
dude,
if
no.
I was? Do you have anything against changelings?
Can we trust you?
Are you
And we trust
implying? Right? Are you implying changelings aren't trustworthy because they say the same thing about tieflings? Sir, I think you really need to reflect on how you perceive anybody who's different from you. Okay? I mean,
How do
it's
we know?
it's honestly a little embarrassing, and I'm really glad that it's just us here to see it and hear it, like all the time, Adrian, all the time.
Brumley turned into a goat. How did I don't know changelings have this ability, but turned
Okay.
into a goat. Okay. We grew
Are
mustaches.
we all changelings?
Are we?
Okay, so clearly there's no getting out of this conversation.
Ugh.
Uh,
This is just a lot of weird things happening.
all right,
It's been a weird day.
we're gonna be traveling together. It is only fair that you know the possibilities that can happen with me
You're
around.
gonna tell me that the other tiefling that I saw
Oh,
was like
God.
a family member or something like that checking on you? Is that it on your journey? Is that...
She's really gonna like take a second and think about whether or not she could just lean into that lie and avoid this conversation. She's Listen, Adrian, you know I have magical abilities. You've seen me casting. That's what I do. The source of my magic is a little unpredictable. It's powerful, and I try to hone it to help in battle. But it's a little overwhelming, and sometimes it escapes me in very chaotic, unpredictable ways. And sometimes it means we're gonna grow mustaches. Sometimes it means we might talk a little different or feel a little different or behave or turn into things. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to control it, but the what I pull from is wild. It's beautiful and it's powerful and it's unpredictable. I can't guarantee I'll ever be able to protect any of us from it, but those around me tend to be affected by it. I once turned my uncle into a goat, too. He thought it was hysterical and wrote notes on it endlessly afterwards, and we ended up thinking it was funny.
Explains your obsession with farm animals. I get it. I get it now.
She's gonna look over at Demaya and just be like, I mean, did I make a mistake just now?
Grumbly's not been paying any attention. He's been too busy dragging the corpses over to the fire.
A mistake in telling us, you mean, or?
Not you, him.
Well,
I'm right here. I can hear this style. You do this so much. I'm still just right here.
Hey guys,
We could.
has anyone noticed that burning Hobgoblin smells a little bit like bacon?
No, Grumbly, do not eat that.
Don't
Eat that.
they started rotting. They started rotting. Please
No.
don't. Please don't.
No, don't
Please
eat. Don't eat. Don't eat. No, that's.
His
We'll.
belly starts rumbling.
I have the other half a loaf of bread if you need and some water. I will get it for you.
Sounds
Please
good.
do not eat those. That's.
I don't know. I'm thinking, cuisine chef. I could. Okay, I'll settle for bread.
Okay, all right.
But do you guys think we could go find this druid fella? Because
I think we
you
should.
might have food.
Yeah. Before anything else weird happens. And,
Are we gonna check
Why?
out for the dryads along the way? Because I mean,
Oh, of
your
course,
girlfriend
and the
seemed really
hunters.
concerned about them.
Well, I mean, she did give us a bunch of free things, so we should take care of that. We need to find Czar. We need to find these missing hunters, and of course the dryads. So I believe we have a very busy day ahead of us, and before anything else weird happens, we should start.
Listen, Adrian. What I told you, and what I've told everybody about my source of magic, I would appreciate you keeping that to yourself.
Oh, I will not be talking about this to anyone. But I will
Thank you.
keep my eye.
She's just gonna roll her eyes.
I don't want to be a goat, okay? I don't want to be a goat.
I don't
And
control it. I don't know. I didn't mean to turn Grumbly into a goat. He was a really cute goat, though.
Who turned me into a goat now?
Like a lot of work goes into this hair, and I don't.
I mean,
okay, how about this? Before we start getting to the point where we want to kill each other, how about we just continue on?
I agree.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, Grumbly's gonna slowly pick up his mighty hammer with his holding his head. Ugh. Let's go.
Hands him the water and the other half of bread too, just to. You can eat
Keep
on the
me
road.
Preoccupied.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, how are you going to decide which way to actually go?
What are our options again?
Well, you have been following a trail so far. You've been following, some reasonably obvious footprints of what appear to be hobgoblins and potentially some other creatures as well. Kind of heading through the woods. You did then leave the trail, but the fight with the hobgoblins and the guard drake brought you back to it. So obviously you have this trail, but you are not confined to it. If you want to set off into the forest without any idea of where you're going,
Should we go back to the path, you guys, that we were on before we ran after?
you're on it. You made camp on it.
Oh, okay. So the trail we were originally following, we could just continue on. I think if you guys are amenable to that.
That sounds good.
Okay. How are you going to proceed? Are you going to proceed like slowly and potentially stealthily? Are you going to proceed in a sort of normal pace, but one that will be, potentially discovered? Or are you going to proceed in, try and get some miles under your belt, but make a fair bit of noise in passing?
I think that they've had a rough day before, and it would make sense for them to kind of be moving at a little bit slower, quieter pace. Truly doesn't really have much to say right now. She's in quiet contemplation over the fact that she revealed so much to somebody she does not like.
Okay. So at which point I'm going to ask you all to make stealth checks for me, please.
I hope I got my anti-stealth ways out of the way before this.
The rules are fun.
Now, this is the reminder that those of you wearing chainmail or greater, which is 3 of you, make stealth checks at disadvantage.
I have to roll again and take the lower?
Yes.
13.
But I got a 19, damn it.
Well, roll
I
a
got
20
a
next
5,
time.
so...
Okay, well, I got
Is
a
that
dirty
plus
20
modifiers?
as my modifier.
That's a 20 on the second roll, so 5 is the lower one.
Okay. And did you
Great.
add your
Oh,
Yeah,
modifier? So no, a princely 6.
okay. 6.
I got a 12.
Right.
12 is your lowest? Wow. You.
Yeah. Well, 14 would have been my highest, so I'll take the 12.
Okay. So at that
Lucky
point,
did.
I'm gonna ask for Adrian to please roll a D100 for me, please.
I don't have a D100.
Yeah, you do,
Yes, you do.
I do.
because you have the 2 D10s.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The D10s with the double digits.
Yes.
Double digits.
Nerds.
What I read, the
What
single
result?
one and then the double?
The single one, and then the 1 and the 10s, and then tell me what
Yeah.
it would make out of 100.
Okay. I rolled a 4 and an 80, so...
Okay, so 84. All right. Cool. Right, so you proceed through the forest, and over the course of the first, the trail is pretty easy to follow. You're able to do that without any trouble. The hobgoblins and whatever allies they brought with them were not subtle in their passing, and various tree branches are snapped and footprints are easily seen in the soft ground. Most of you are kind of proceeding fairly stealthily. Adrian, at least at a couple of points, like stands on the wrong branch, and there's a loud snapping sound, and birds kind of fly up from the canopy, that sort of thing.
Sounds.
It's just
but
nature.
Other than
Don't
other than a
suspect a
pain
thing.
in Grumbly's head, we don't seem to have triggered anything in particular I'm going to ask you all at this point to make stealth checks once more.
Same as before. Wait, no. Actually, 10. Sorry. 6 and 9, you know.
I got 14.
I got
6
a
and 9
5
make
that
15.
time.
No. So did you say 14, Demay? Yeah. You still rolling with
Yes.
disadvantage? Yeah. Cool.
Actually, wait. Yeah, 14 with disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Grumbly.
9,
5.
so 10.
Okay.
It's better. It's better.
Grumbly, I'm going to ask you to roll me a D100, please. We might have known. Mucky's natural enemy. Dice of different shapes.
These ones.
Yes.
The
The
D10s,
two
yeah.
that look the same.
And how do I add these up?
Just roll them. One of them is
Oh,
10s,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
one of
so
them is 1s.
77.
77. Okay, that's fine. So you make your way through the forest. Again, the trail is fairly easy to follow, but it winds its way through the forest. Not necessarily following any kind of path that you can work out. At one point, Grumbly catches like a trailing piece of his fancy armor on an outreached kind of tree branch. He slips over and basically lands on top of like some kind of animal burrow, basically with his face peering down into it. But whatever is in there is either not at home or wants no part of a stinky dwarf peering into its burrow. So that's fine. Passes without incident, and we can move along the trail. Once more with the stealth checks, please.
What you doing, Aldous? What you doing?
Yeah, what's he up to?
What you doing over here? 3
Look
different
at his
checks,
face.
eh? You're just
His
waiting for us.
face looks all innocent.
He's
but
gonna have us
really
keep
deep
doing this
down,
until we
evil,
fail. That's
evil.
all. Yeah, he wants us to fail.
You got a long way to go.
17 on the
That's all I'm
first
saying.
one.
That's 16.
Do you realize how painful?
Seven-
Do you realize how
17.
painful it is to get a
18
nat
is the
20
lowest.
Oh.
and
Mhm.
then roll a freaking 5? So I got a
That's what I
9.
did the first time.
9. Okay.
What?
He's just
18.
figured out we're all bad at maths. Maths.
18. 18.
Yes, I'm gonna math you all to death.
Uh-huh. I
So
got an 8.
18 for
Oh, we're in the
9,
math dungeon.
8.
Fuck.
I have a
And
calculator.
truly?
16.
So,
Oh,
Truly
you're a history
and
teacher. Damn it.
Truly and Adrian find themselves kind of sneaking along quite sneakily, but just occasionally hearing the sort of grunt as Grumbly like steps on something and jars his painful head, or just like or just like a muffled curse as Demea kind of gets a little bit distracted in thoughts about her dead mentor and trips over the wrong tree branch, that kind of thing. But you find yourselves not having attracted any unwanted attention as you make your way along the trail, and you've been making your way along the trail for several hours at this point, and you are just beginning to despair of it ending at any point, when you begin to hear out in front of you by a not where you can see it, but a little ways along the trail, you begin to hear the sort of ringing sound of swords hitting something solid. So there is apparently some combat going on up ahead. You cannot see it from where you are, but you are obviously stealthily making your way towards it, and over the ringing of the swords and the clash of the combat, they don't appear to have heard you at this point.
Are we able to sneak up to an advantage point to see what's
Yeah,
going on?
we want to try and get as close as we can without being obviously seen, and still having coverage for being covered, like hidden.
Yeah.
and
The-
try
the-
and
the-
gauge what's what.
I agree.
Okay.
What's stealth?
So the trees are pretty dense at this point, and you make your way along the trail, but kind of more obviously kind of using cover and trying to stay where you wouldn't be seen. You eventually get to a point where the trail kind of broadens out a bit. There's still a very thick and obvious tree line, but in front of you is an area of flatter ground, lots of very large kind of shrubs and bramble bushes and that kind of thing, covering the ground. So there's still quite a lot of cover, but about sort of 30-40 feet in front of you, there is a high earth bank. It's a good sort of 15 feet or so tall. It stretches out in front of you to either side, by again a good sort of 40 feet on either side. So it's quite a wide expanse of earth where this bank raises up, but at the ends it kind of tapers down to sort of slightly more gentle banks. Again, sort of patches of small trees and bushes kind of dot the area. It's obviously a place that's it's not it's still very much wild. It's still very much part of the forest. Up on the top of the earth bank, you can see again a sort of flatter kind of but clearer patch of ground up there, quite wide, about the sort of size of a football pitch or so, so quite a significant clearing in the forest. And at the center of this clearing stands an enormous oak tree. This tree is obviously very, very old. It is very wide at its base. And the first branches of this tree are a good 30 feet up in the air. And they are so substantial that on them, someone has built a relatively small looking log cabin, which has been built on the branches of this tree. And the log cabin looks like it was previously quite a nice place, but it looks for all the world like someone has been throwing stuff at it, trying to knock it apart. It looks battered. A couple of the shutters from some of the windows are hanging off. The door is splintered. There are arrows stuck into it liberally all over the place. And you notice that there are several figures moving around at the base of the tree. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please, all of you.
That's a 5.
10.
17?
5.
Okay. Truly and Grumbly,
Oh,
your eyes are fixed on the figures kind of in front of you on the bank, which are quite clearly skeletons, which are standing upright and holding swords and bows, and there appear to be about 5 of them, and they appear to be essentially trying to get close to the base of the tree. And your eyes are fixed on this because they are fighting something, and it is really not something you expected to see today. It looks for all the world like a pretty stout-looking, featureless humanoid made entirely out of earth. And when the skeletons approach it too closely, it swings massive earthen fists at them, and the skeletons kind of retreat. And as you watch, the one of the skeletons gets too close, and a big earthen fist swings round and takes the skull clean off the top of it, and it collapses in a heap. Adrian, you are also caught up in watching exactly the same thing, but you notice around the base of the tree there are at least 2 other piles of bones. And you also notice that there's a group of figures off to the side, but you are too caught up in watching this battle between the skeletons and the and the earthen creature to really pay very much more attention. Demea, you take this in relatively quickly, and your eyes settle on the group of figures who are not taking part in the battle off to the left, where there is a large tree stump. And on the tree stump is a figure in a black robe. She appears to be a very pale-looking humanoid woman with sort of blue-black hair scraped back in quite a severe haircut. She has a dagger out, and she is attempting to look nonchalant by kind of like, cleaning dirt out from underneath her fingernails with it. Just in front of her are the figures of two human men who are kneeling on the floor with their hands tied behind their back. And next to her, and this is just near the edge of the earthen bank, next to her stands a figure dressed all in black with a red mask on its face. And they appear to be engaged in conversation.
Uh,
Hmm.
so Demea is like very kind of startled and like immediately feels really angry at the sight of the figure in the red mask. And part of her doesn't even want to tell the others because she just really wants to just charge forward and go to that person. She's gonna take a deep breath and force herself to be like, okay, no, remember your training, and turn to the others and be like, I see the person with the red mask.
Truly is going to kind of tear her eyes away from this really fascinating experience going on down the hill, and okay, so this is what we see then collectively. If you're seeing the figure with the mask, we have somebody who seems to be able to take care of themselves against skeletons. And then we have what is potentially the loggers we're looking for up in that little treehouse that looks really messed up.
There's also two figures bound and tied in front of the person with the mask, but there's someone else with her too.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe they got him after all.
You guys seen this battle with the skeleton?
Yeah, that's insane.
Have you ever seen Earth move like that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. There's the person with the red mask though.
Right. Okay.
What?
I might be. And Truly is going to try and get to the same position that Demaya is without being seen, just so she could see the figure from where she is. And if when she sees the figure with the mask on, is the figure with the mask within 60 feet?
Maybe just.
Okay.
You might have to get a little bit closer. I'm gonna say they're maybe like 70 feet away from you.
Okay. Is there a hiding space that's a little bit further up that she could still remain hidden if she goes carefully?
You could certainly try and get a little bit closer. There is less cover than where you are now. The alternative would, if you sneak out onto the open area, where all the shrubs and the bushes are, that's probably the most direct route. Or the alternative would be that you could try to follow the tree line, which would allow you to stay hidden. You notice at this point the conversation between the masked figure and the pale-looking woman has grown a little bit more animated at this point.
Okay, So
Can
Demaya,
we
I know you.
overhear any of this?
You would have to get closer than you currently are, but you could certainly try to sneak closer to overhear what they're saying.
You'd have
Demaya,
to climb down, though, I think.
well, we have to try
Well,
and if
you're currently on kind of what you might imagine as being a lower level, and they
Oh.
are on a sort of upper level and off to your left. Now, the tree line gets closer to the end of that upper level, so you could follow the tree line around, and you could probably get close enough to hear what they are saying.
Demaya, I know we want to get answers. I feel like that's a very.
Definitely need to hear what they're talking about.
We could probably.
The hunters are there.
No, not right now. Okay.
That's one
say
of the
hi.
things we're
Everybody
all
say
looking
hi.
for.
Say hi. There we go.
Hi.
Yeah. You want to get there? Can you give her hearts too? They think they're all giving you hearts, baby. No, you do that. You're so freaking cute.
And we get hearts in chat for Bonbon.
No. That's not what we're doing right now. Here we go. In a little bit.
Wild Bonnie appeared.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. So I know that we need to get answers, but the last time we charged at this person, she was able to disappear. There may be something that I can do, but I figure that it's better for me to try it when she's not prepared for it. So if we can get closer, I might be able to get her held a little bit in place, and get a few of her thoughts, and we can maybe get a little bit of that conversation if we're closer anyways.
I agree.
Do it, please.
Yeah, I'm in.
Wait, hold on. Let me reread this real quick, because I might be thinking of a different.
Did you just propose an action for us?
Well, hold on.
If you're
no.
thinking of what, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you're thinking it does not give you access to thoughts, and it would certainly reveal you.
Okay. Okay, it's that they can't hide or escape, like,
Yeah.
by. Okay. So it holds them in place, but not like in a physical way, but like they can't.
But
disappear.
in a way that you would know where they were. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So she'll go ahead and clarify that then. Thank you guys for the hearts, much appreciated. So let's try to hear what we can, and we'll follow this tree line. We'll get closer. I think that this rock creature seems to be handling the fight pretty well. Maybe let's keep an eye on that too, just in case we need to rush over and help. Because skeletons, that's kind of scary, but they seem to be okay.
It's the least of our concerns is the skeletons with that mask creature.
Right. Let's see if we can get some answers as to why these guys are talking and arguing. And
Okay.
they should just go along the tree line then.
All
Grumbly's still too fascinated with watching the earth fighting the skeletons.
Truly will grab his hand and just kind of drag him along.
Come on, Grumbly.
Think of it this way, Grumbly. We're going around the backside.
His eyes light up.
Okay. And just before we get into that, I am going to. I actually need to nip off because I've just heard some disturbances of my own, Penny, along your line. But I would just say that this week's power word is Triceratops, and then I will leave you to explain what the power words are.
Here's something fun. Evolved. Take away the power word explanation.
Well, the power word is a word that any given time during the session, Aldous will provide. And I believe it is after, is it 7 weeks, 7 power words that if they could DM us the entire list of power words, They will be entered in the dice roll for metal dice that Penny will mail to you directly. If you have all the power words, you can get the power words from the live session, you could get it from the VOD, or you could get it from the videos on our D&D YouTube channel, which is in chat now. We just ask that you don't share the power word with anyone. You don't clip where the power word is said. That you just try and do this, honestly. But yes, today's dino word. Dino word. Our word is Triceratops. Octavius, I expect you of all people will be one that remembers this one, especially.
You should be quite proficient in dino words by now.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is your favorite streamer after all.
Mm-hmm. So that is the explanation of the power word. Was I correct? It's 7 weeks, right? 7
Yes,
power words.
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Anger, rage. Thank you guys. I love it.
I knew that had summoned Bentley.
Special spell, power word, summon Bentley. There you go. So,
Mm-hmm. So apt for the current thing with Octavius.
okay, so are we all sufficiently explained, and are we all
Of course
happy?
not, Octavius.
Yes?
You did not get trolled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no,
Good
of
air.
course not.
Right. Okay. So you guys have made your way closer. You had passed your stealth check earlier, and I'm going to say that the sounds of the combat successfully kind of cover your creeping closer to the point where you can just about overhear what is being said. At this point, you are probably about 30 feet from the two figures. They are sort of up a gentle slope from you, effectively. However, there is a battle going on, so I am going to ask you to make a perception check to see how well you're able to determine what it is that you hear.
Get that big D ready going. Okay.
I got
What
22.
we're rolling.
That's a 10.
Is good at listening.
That's a dirty 20.
It's really too busy being angry at things.
What?
Is there a modifier for this one?
Your perception modifier, which is on your list of skills.
Yeah, 18 then.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Dirty
So-
20.
Aw. Growing
He's
up before
becoming a
our eyes.
nerd.
He
No.
was always a nerd. He's just exposing his nerd now
Indeed.
publicly
Um,
on
so,
tape.
truly, you kind of catch little bits of this. The rest of you, you're able to overhear it quite clearly, because they are talking relatively loudly at each other. At which point, you overhear the pale-looking lady who kind of snaps her dagger back into its sheath and looks up at the red masked figure with a sort of angry expression on her face, and she says, "I am not your lapdog, Kage. I was sent to deal with a druid, and I will deal with a druid." At which point the red masked figure replies back, "And how long will that take? Malcarax grows impatient, and I must return and report." And there's a pause. And the red masked figure continues. Says, "You have had enough time for this charade with your minions. Clearly they are overmatched." At which point the dark-haired woman fires back and says, "And where are your troops in all of this, Kage? You sent them out on patrol hours ago, and still they have not returned. I am not the only one at fault for the delay here."
to listen for a little bit longer, or do you feel like maybe if we wait this out too long, we're going to lose our opportunity?
Do we have an opportunity at this point?
I think
Other than the element of surprise.
there's a potential I can keep the masked figure from disappearing like she did last time. I can't promise anything, but I'll try. It's your call, Demaya.
Well, I want to just go in there and strike them with lightning. So if you can keep her there, that would be great.
I'll try. I'll send you guys out as soon as we know. I'll let you know if it's a success, and then just charge one way or the other. Okay, and she is going to cast Mind Spike.
Okay. As you do this casting, you just hear the red masked figure say, "Enough! Malcorax grows weary. If the druid knows, kill him and ask his ghost. And if not, the dryads will tell us." And you, at that point, cast Mind Spike.
It's a 14 Wisdom save.
It is. So, at that point, you're going to need to roll a d20 for me.
Okay. $18.
Okay, so you are fine. And then you're going to need to roll a d20 3 more times.
D20?
Well, you did. Well, I'm talking about for the wild magic. I don't. Yeah, we can get on.
Did
to that.
all
Read
three of
into
them get
that.
redeemed?
2.
Yes, 2.
Wait,
Oh.
was there
Two.
3?
Okay.
Who
I
did
thought it was
this?
3.
It was 2.
Who did
Yeah,
this?
no, Penny, you put in chat at 11:04 that it was 3rd now. So.
No.
Oh no,
Jesus.
3rd was. Okay, sorry. No, yeah, 2 got redeemed. 2 got redeemed. So roll twice.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Octavius did it. I blame you, Octavius, for everything. All right, Aldous. I will do.
And Krakus.
At
There's
Krakus.
Shukalar and Krakus.
Oh, Shukalar and Krakus. I still blame you too, Octavius. Just because.
By the power of Dino Guy.
By the power of Dino. So we have that.
Poor guy, he's being tormented.
Oh no, that's annoying.
Wait till he sees the GIF I'm working on for Bentley.
This should be interesting. It hasn't been updated yet, Aldous, but you should remember the one you replaced it with.
As long as you do, then that's fine.
Here's your hint.
hmm
Do you remember?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, so obviously those are both for you, aren't they? So
Well, actually,
yes, they are.
I mean, no. I mean, we said it. We said it so that
No.
it could be.
It
I
says-
got it.
Dirty bitch.
Yay.
Da, 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 da. Silence. Zip it. Zip it. Zip it.
Stop trying to get out of things.
Yeah. Alright.
Right, at this point,
Done been shushed.
yes, you.
Like a pro.
Right. Okay. So you at this point can roll 3d8 damage.
Okay. Alright.
against our mysterious masked figure.
Down her name, I know it now.
Yes. 15.
Okay.
And marking second level.
So you see Kage, the black robed and masked figure, clutch the kind of sides of her head and kind of audibly kind of let out a sort of half wince, half muffled scream, but it only lasts for a moment. And then kind of she is up and looking, and actually is now looking kind of directly towards where this kind of force that targeted her came from, and she looks to the woman next to her and says, "Enough of this bickering." She says, "Your strategy has failed, and now we are under attack."
As soon as it's cast, she's going to just kind of quietly, like, she's going to be maintaining really intense eye contact as she's casting it, and as soon as she knows it lands, she's going to say, "Go," to the rest of the team.
Okay, and everyone is going to roll for initiative.
Oh, come on, dice.
Oh.
7.
That's a nat 1, but +2. But it's still a nat 1.
I got a 6.
What do I have to add?
Nothing.
1.
Aldous, out of curiosity, does rolling the nat 1 trigger wild magic for initiative rolls? No? Okay.
Plus we've done the 2 redemptions, so.
No,
yeah.
I mean the standard wild
just
magic.
Sorcerer? No. You only do that when you cast a spell.
Okay, cool.
By the way, when you said go, you should have done something. Oh, sorry, Grumbly, you're adding 2.
All right.
Don't forget,
So
when you said go, you have a wild magic effect, truly.
That's a 5 from me.
You
then.
add...
Oh, so she's gonna say, go really intensely as she's staring, and then she's gonna.
Grumbly, sorry, what was yours again?
A 5.
5.
The failure of the big D.
And Adrian.
I had a 7.
Wow, we rolled great, guys.
This is looking like we're gonna do fantastic.
Do we at least? Well, I was gonna say, do we get a attack of opportunity? But the woman already felt my attack.
Yeah, you kind of had the surprise round. That was you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
By the way, incapacitate, not kill, because we need answers.
Yes.
I can't make that promise. We can. Tell them that. Incapacitate, not kill. That'd be
Lightning
really
totally
nice if they.
incapacitated.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Beep.
Let's go pee pee.
Okay, so at this point, a couple of things happen. A couple of the skeletons break off their attack on the earthen creature and sort of come shuffling over to where our 2 creatures near the stump are, and they kind of take up a defensive position between them and you. They use all their movement to do that and their dash action, so they're not able to actually launch an attack on you, but that is what they have done. One of the other skeletons is going to take a swing at the creature. which Demea, you think you're starting to recognize as being an elemental of some sort. Takes a swing at it and hits it with a short sword for 5 damage. Its compatriot is going to move sort of towards where you guys are, and it's going to put its sword away and get out a bow, which it is going to fire in the direction where it knows you are, but it can basically hardly see you. And at that point, and an arrow kind of whistles over Grumbly's head, but doesn't connect, and skitters off into the bush.
Like that the bad guy archers are always like stormtroopers. This is going well so far.
What are stormtroopers?
At that point, the pale figure in the black with the pulled back hair is going to stand up from the stump, move a couple feet forward to where the two humans kind of lie, are kind of on their knees, kind of bound, is going to whip her dagger back out of its sheath and is just going to slash it across both of their throats. And they collapse onto the floor and are and kind of twitch a bit, but are clearly very much done. At that point,
Feels bad, man.
At that point, our red masked figure is going to recover from getting mind spiked by Truly, although is obviously still in some pain, and is basically going to snarl at the black robed figure next to it, and basically say, "I must report to Malcarax. You are on your own." And at that point is basically going to kind of swirl their hands in front of them, and a kind of force appears to build, and it sort of turns kind of bluish in color, and they kind of cast one more glance at the black figure and say, "But let it not be said that I was not of help." And this bluish kind of energy coalesces around their hand, and they basically thrust their hand out in this massive punch. And this enormous, essentially spectral fist made up of crackling blue energy and of air roars across the clearing and strikes into the elemental for 24 points of damage and blows it to pieces. And then at that point, there is now an all too familiar rustle and a crack, and the figure disappears. Truly, I know you're not there.
I can hear
But
you.
Truly, good. If you can hear me, you know that the figure has not gone that far, but has actually gone to a spot about 60 feet away on the far side of the clearing, just inside the tree line, and is now starting to kind of move at speed, on foot through the trees. And at that point, it's Adrian's go.
Well, we lost our opportunity to attack. The masked person is gone now.
True. But there are two animated skeletons
There are
just
two
ahead of you,
animated skeletons.
and an evil person who just killed some people in cold blood as well.
Yep.
I thought they were who we were looking for.
Mm-hmm. That was brutal.
How far away are the skeletons?
They're about 20-25 feet from you.
Did clearly that may have been the hunters that died. Do we do we back off or do we feel like we should attack these skeletons that are coming at us?
Well, we still have to find the druid, and that earthen thing was an elemental, so it could be the druid in the house. Like, I don't know, but that person
Right.
just killed someone. Are you just gonna watch there and let it happen?
Maybe. No. I'm going to. The person that's over by the bodies of the we believe to be the hunters. How far away is that person?
They are probably about 35 feet from you at this point.
Damn. Okay. Then I'm going to use my hand crossbow towards skeletons.
Okay.
Uh, 19. Dirty 19.
Okay, that will certainly hit.
Damage. 6.
6, you saying?
It would be the D6 I had to roll. And
Oh, yeah. D6 plus 1.
3. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Not at the moment, no. That is it for now.
Okay. Demea, you're up.
Are they within 60 feet?
Yes, they are within about 25, 30 feet.
I'm gonna use Shatter.
Okay.
Which they have to do a Constitution save.
What's the area effect of Shatter? Like, is this gonna
10-foot radius. That has to.
Okay, so
it
you
is
could
a-
get both of the skeletons that are there. And you could probably just about get our evil cloaked figure as well.
Yeah. So does this one require that I roll to hit first?
No, because it's an area effect. So yeah, you just have it erupt somewhere you want it to erupt, and Constitution save. Okay. And your DC is 13. Okay.
10.
10 damage. All right. So, you see our black-clad figure kind of obviously shaken on her feet. You see one of the you see the skeleton that was hit by the hand crossbow basically be blown apart, and the other skeleton kind of jostled around a bit by this enormous kind of ringing noise that crashes out across the clearing. Grumbly, it's your turn.
Grumbly's still feeling a little bit battered and bruised from his day. So Grumbly's just going to pull out his shield again and kind of put himself between the skeletons and his friends and just prepare himself for being pushed. But he's just basically there to form a human shield or a dwarven shield.
That's fine. Okay, right, that's fine. You're sort of going to wait defensively. That is not a problem. Truly, you're up.
Truly knows where the masked figure is. Is she able to chase after it and cast?
The masked figure is probably about 90 feet away from you at this point, on the far side of the clearing, beyond where all the other people are in front of you.
If I ran
So you
my
could-
full 30 movement and cast something with 120 range, though?
If you ran your full 30 movement, you could certainly get them with 120 range. Although depending on what you're casting, because they're basically fully obscured, you're going to have a hard time. You can do it, but you would basically be running to put yourself directly next to one of the skeletons. So you can do it. There's just going to be a rather stabby looking skeleton.
So my
Next to
thought
you.
is, if I run after, yeah, and if they're gonna attack me, I'm hoping my teammates will help me out. But my thought is, is there a possibility that this, like, I run up within range, throw out an attack, would it make? Is there a possibility that I can still engage in battle with the mass figure? Am I able to track?
So the spell that you've cast is a concentration spell,
Okay.
right? Which basically means your ability to know where this person is part of that concentration spell, right? And if you read the spell description, it lasts for up to an hour. Concentration on spells is ended when you cast another spell, or potentially when you take damage.
Crap. So I'm about to lose it anyways. Okay, so instead, Truly is going to kind of keep. Are any of her teammates near her? Demaya specifically.
You're all in a group
Okay.
at the moment. Still, no one's run out ahead.
Truly is going to.
You're all bravely standing in the trees.
Truly's going to look to Demaya, and before throwing out a spell at whoever's on the field right now, probably the blue lady, I suppose. She's going to point in the exact direction, say, the masked figure went this way. As soon as I join this fight, we're not going to be able to track her anymore. So she's going to try and give us at least a direction to head if we wanted to track this person down after all this. And then she's going to cast Chromatic Orb at first level at the blue lady.
Okay.
With the damage being acid.
All right.
So
we need a spell ranged attack from you, please.
Yeah. That is 19.
That will definitely hit.
Okay, and then that's 3d8 of acid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks.
And last time you cast this, you did like 4, so
That's better than that. That's at 12.
12. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. Your chromatic all kind of shoots out, strikes into the lady with the blue-black hair and the pale skin, and it obviously does some damage. It was a pretty solid hit, and she starts to get a look somewhere between sort of panic and intense anger on her face. And at that point, are you doing anything else?
No.
Okay. So at that point, we're going to go back to the top of the round, and our skeleton that looks slightly the worse for wear, having been caught by Demea's spell is going to amble down the hill towards Adrian, who it can see because he took a little step forward to fire his crossbow, and it is going to swing a sword at him, and it is going to get 15. What's your armor class, Adrian?
You're muted, sir.
16 is my armor class.
Okay, so it's just going to miss you. You managed to sort of weave out of the way or take it on your armor. And at that point, our other skeleton is going to fire its bow at Mucky, Grumbly rather. Sorry, and it's going to hit. It's going to get a dirty 20. So Grumbly is going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
Greatest of kings.
Struck by an arrow. Now, at this point, the third skeleton underneath the tree, having seen the earthen creature kind of blown apart in front of it, is going to turn around and ready its sword, as if to move off towards you, but it gets about a further sort of 10 feet away, and it sort of stops and turns around like it's heard something, and from up in the tree you hear a sort of enraged shout, and which kind of takes on a slightly more bestial quality, and actually sort of turns into a roar. At which point, in the doorway of the treehouse, an honest-to-goodness bear appears, which proceeds to basically leap down from the treehouse. Now, this is a long way, so clearly the bear is quite angry because it's going to damage itself as it does this. But it basically lands in front of the skeleton and takes a rather big swing at it, and it is going to hit for 8 points of damage. Skeleton is going to strike back, and its sword bites into the bear's side. Okay, at which point our lady with the dagger is going to pull out a scroll from her from inside her robe, and she is going to start casting this spell from this scroll. Nothing immediately appears to happen, but she begins to cast. At that point, Adrian, we are back to you.
All right. I'm going to use Sacred Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my longsword. So we have 2 skeletons left, and they will with the dagger, correct?
They've got short swords, yeah. So we got 2 skeletons. So we got 3 skeletons left.
3 skeletons.
We've got
okay.
one that's fighting Grumbly.
Yep.
One that's fighting
me.
you, rather. One that's up at the top of the hill and has shot Grumbly, and one that's fighting the bear.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to use Sacred Weapon. I will attack the skeleton, obviously attacking me.
Okay, that's fine. So you go ahead and roll to hit.
right, that's 16. What actually?
Oh, hang on a second. So no, sorry. You can do that, but that would be your action for the turn.
That would be my action for the turn.
Yeah, so it says as an action you can imbue a weapon with positive energy for 1 minute. So you
Okay.
could do that, but then you would lose the ability to attack this turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Then use that.
Okay, that's fine. So you basically sort of prepare yourself for smiting back against the skeleton by getting your sword kind of humming with magical energy. What does it look like when you cast your sacred weapon spell?
Adrian puts the sword in his hand as he draws it down, slightly slicing himself. And that slice empowers the sword. More energy.
Okay. All right, so you are all prepared for next time, and then we go to Demea.
Demea is really conflicted about the fact that Shirley told her that the woman didn't go like very, very far away. But she also doesn't want to let the woman with the dagger get away either, since she just killed potentially 2 innocent people. So she is going to use guiding bolt on the woman with the dagger.
Okay,
That I do have to roll to hit, right?
you do.
Oh, nat 20 plus 5 for 25.
Okay, so you get to do quite a lot of damage at this point.
Hell yes.
You get to do 8d6 damage.
Oh, shit.
Now watch, it's all ones.
Yeah.
I need my calculator for this. I can say, that's that.
Math.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he said 8 total?
8 total.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't know if this is a good laugh or a bad laugh.
Now I'm confused as well.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Although I think
You're
she
always
just
excited.
overkilled the person we wanted to question.
Yeah.
Potentially.
This is just going to explode in front of
Yeah,
us.
it's like, well, that's also good.
So your guiding bolt smashes into her. She is basically blown backwards by it in this sort of big explosion of light, and knocked onto the ground, facing straight up and obviously dead. Where she had been standing, the energy from the scroll continues to kind of swirl and coalesce in the air. And as it does so, as Grumbly goes to kind of take his turn, he notices the bodies on the ground begin to twitch and move.
Oh.
Guys, are you seeing this?
Demea, you it's about to be Grumbly's turn, but obviously you still have like movement and bonus and stuff left. Is there anything else you want to do?
Let me see if I have any fun bonus action. I am gonna use Shield of Faith as my bonus. And
So you
cast it.
say you can't because
Really?
it's not. Yeah, because it's not a cantrip. It's a bonus action, but it's a spell. So
Never
you're limited to
mind.
1 spell per turn, I'm afraid.
That makes sense.
So-
That makes. God damn it. Then I
Okay.
do nothing.
Okay. Don't forget to mark up a spell slot for Guiding Bolt.
I did.
Oh, did you cast it at 2nd level?
No, I did at first level.
Okay. I'm looking on your character sheet on D&D Beyond. You marked off a 2nd level spell slot, but
Oh,
not a first.
Shatter was a 2nd level spell, so Guiding Bolt was
Okay.
first.
Okay, yeah. So make sure you mark one off for Guiding Bolt. Right. Okay. So we are at Grumbly.
So the other skeleton's still alive, yeah? That was shot at me. And that's
The
closest to me.
skeleton and
All three.
no, the closest one to you is the one that is currently fighting Adrian.
Can I go over and help Adrian?
Of course you can.
Then that's what I'm going to do, because I'm just thinking I need to protect my friend, because he's
All right.
clearly a brilliant fighter. We don't want him injured. So I'm going to go
I can
over.
hear you say that.
And while and while the skeleton's fighting him, can I surprise attack it from behind? Give it a good wallop with my mighty hammer.
Go on then. I will let you make an attack with advantage for your wonderful positioning.
That's right. Take it from behind.
Yeah. So I'm rolling my big D. Yeah.
You are,
Yes.
twice.
Take it from
because
behind
how
with your big
effective
D.
your double teaming is.
And I'm taking the highest one, so that's a 19 plus whatever my attack thing is.
Yep, that will definitely hit. So you can go ahead and roll your D8 and add 3.
Yeah, where's my D8? So that's 8.
What does it look like when Grumbly destroys the skeleton?
Well, he's just going to swing his hammer mightily around, and he just basically knocks the Skellybob's head just clean, bouncing across the ground. And he's kind of going to
Okay.
look up at Adrian and go, "Well, that went well, didn't it?"
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You certainly, whack that bone with your mighty hammer.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Truly, it's your turn. Assuming Grumbly's not moving anywhere.
Grumbly's going to just turn around and not have his back towards the other impending threats.
Good idea.
So
Truly,
what's that leave
you're
for
up.
the board? Leaves the
Two skeletons.
two
Two
skeletons?
corpses which are twitching on the
Yeah.
ground. A skeleton that is stood up at the top of the rise with a bow in its hand, and a skeleton that's fighting a bear.
And the lady is dead.
Very much so.
Okay. And the skeleton is looking at full health.
I mean, as much as a skeleton can, being a skeleton and all.
Yeah.
Maybe we can question the skeleton.
That's stupid. This is gonna be weird. Truly's just gonna throw out a hand and cast Ray of Frost at this point at the skeleton. I don't know if I really want to do anything with twitching corpses. It's icky. So, that's gonna be 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh no. That's a 1 for damage?
No. Oh, no.
It's like a toothpick of damage, really. It's just like it's like an ice toothpick that goes out. Oh.
Okay.
Fuck.
So
You just hit them with a dusting.
little. Yeah.
Aldous
this is
doesn't like me today. I'm gonna just throw that
like
out there.
like a sort of light dusting of snow kind of falls across this skeleton, and I don't know, like it sort of maybe looks like some of its brittle, cracked bones kind of crack a little bit more in the cold
Chilled it to the
somehow.
bone.
But
Also, Truly's going to look over at Adrian and be like, "Are you okay, honey?"
Fuck.
There, that too.
Grumbly's also going to have that reaction. What? What?
Okay, we are back to the sorry, and at this point, the corpses of two humans dressed in simple farming clothes haul themselves off the ground and begin to shuffle down the hill towards you.
You.
And at that point, we are back to the top of the round, and our bear is going to go first and basically lash out with its claws and essentially just knock the skeleton's head about 20 feet off to one side, and it collapses in a pile of bones. And the bear at this point is then going to sort of like nuzzle like the pile of earth that used to be the little elemental, and look a bit sad, and then look a bit cross and begin to sort of rumble in a bear-like fashion towards like the skeleton with the bow that's on top of the hill. But it doesn't get there on this turn. And so the skeleton with said bow is going to fire an arrow at Grumbly, because he's just seen it cave another skeleton in, and it is going to get. It's going to get 19, which I think is enough. Just, and Grumbly is going to take a further 7 points of piercing damage. Arrows, his one weakness. Right, okay. And at that point, we are then on to Adrian.
Okay. So that's charged up now. Turn
Yes.
the unholy. So we're gonna go after the corpses are up now, right?
Yes, they are. You've got two zombies about 15 feet in front of you.
Okay. Do I wanna... Could you have two divinities going at once? Like I could use.
No, you get one divinity per per short rest.
Right.
So you've used that now.
Okay. Well, then we're going to attack. I think Grumbly's got that skeleton. I think we should turn to the dead bodies.
Okay.
The undead. So I'm going to use my longbow at them. I'm going to charge at them and slash.
Okay. So you obviously don't get your sacred weapon thing with this.
I don't?
No, because you used that on your longsword.
Right, would I be using my longsword? That's...
Oh, you said longbow. So
Oh, no. Longsword, sorry.
Confused. Okay, so you go, yeah, so that's fine. You go in on the on the zombies and roll to hit.
That's a 16, dirty 16.
Okay, that will definitely hit.
Right. I hit a D8. Actually, no, that's a D10.
No, it's oh, you see, yeah, you're going to handle it. Yeah, fine. So D10.
Oh. 4.
Okay, so 4 on the dice,
Total.
yeah.
Total. There's a 0 on the dice.
The 0 on the dice is 10
Oh,
because it's the 10th side.
10. So
Yeah.
14.
Okay. Don't forget to add your +3 for your sacred weapon as well.
Then 17.
There you go.
Truly,
So yeah,
truly calls out, oh, what a man.
you...
I hate
After
myself.
slashing,
I hate
Adrian just
myself.
kind of just says, like, just puts his hand up to the zombies. Hold on 1 second. What? What?
I think she said something about ham.
She's hungry?
I think
Right
she's
now?
found. I think she's found some ham.
Oh.
It's
the mayor.
it's
It's your
nearly
turn.
bacon.
It looks delicious.
So Adrian's fighting the zombies now, right?
I
Yes.
am, yeah.
Okay, okay. Don't use area effects. Got it.
Please don't.
Or do.
I was like, I haven't used Thunder Wings. What? I have so many cool things now. Clerics are cool.
Heels are nice.
Ooh.
You got loads of hit points. You don't need any heals.
Quiet you.
Also, my other character's usually on 3 hit points. I'm like, yeah, plenty. Oh. So many cool things. This is hard. I'm going to run up and pull out my warhammer and attack the same zombie that Adrian attacked.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and run up to that and roll to hit.
14?
That will hit.
Yes! And I'll swing it two-handed.
Okay.
Um, 9 damage?
Okay, so yeah, you hit this thing around the head. Oh well, what does it look like? Because it's going to drop to the ground. So what does it look like when the mayor kills the zombie?
She's gonna just, like, as she's charging, she has her warhammer raised, and she just, like, swings it as hard as she can at its head, and just, like, crumples into itself and falls over.
Okay. Right, absolutely. And
For my bonus
Grumbly.
action,
oh yes,
Bonus.
sorry, go ahead.
I am going to use Shield of Faith on poor Grumbly, who keeps getting attacked by things.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So he gets +2, yeah? +2 to his armor
Yeah, he
class?
gets +2 to his armor class.
So his armor class is now 21.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
Okay. So, alright, that's fine. Grumbly, it's your turn.
So closest thing to him is the other zombie at this point, yeah.
Yes.
So I think at this point we're gonna start charging towards that, feeling a bit sparkly from having spells cast on me. So can I reach it in time?
Yes, you absolutely can. It's only about
Okay,
10 feet in front of you.
So we're gonna run straight up to this thing and just take the usual grumbly way in.
Okay.
Swinging his mighty hammer.
Go ahead.
By
and roll it.
Grabthar's hammer. So what am I swinging? What am I doing?
You're
Rolling
rolling the big D.
what am I adding to that? That's 10.
That'll hit.
And then
Some
what do I
biting
need?
damage.
D8 +3.
Julie? It says Julie. Julie.
No, truly.
My God, that's the 8
Really?
plus 3.
See the TR?
8 plus 3. So it
Yeah.
makes 11. So
That was
you,
so
you hit it.
Truly.
It is still up, but it you know, it looks like it's taken a pretty solid hit, you know, and is you know, looking damaged.
As
Okay.
zombies normally don't.
Indeed. This one's pretty fresh, you know. Just got a big
Well,
wound
yeah, I
in
know.
its throat, and now a great big smash in its side. So truly, it's your turn.
What's alive?
A zombie in front of the other 3, and a skeleton with a bow at the top of the hill.
Okay. No, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Love you.
Yeah, and I told you yes, thank you. But that's not working.
He's mad at me. Truly is going to look dreamily over at Adrian and just be like, You are pretty much taking everybody on all by yourself, aren't you?" And then she's just gonna. God, I hate this so much.
Do you realize how many of them I've killed?
I mean, yeah, I guess I just charge into there, you know.
It's like she
Head
doesn't hear
first.
Demaya at all. She just sits there and kind of smiles.
But I mean, this is I do think this is like a team effort here, you know. I mean, we're all effectively battling.
How generous of you. Oh my. And she casts. I fucking hate my life. Magic missiles at the skeleton at the top of the hill.
Okay, that's fine. So you get 3d4 and add 1 to each one.
Yay, maths.
You said 3d4? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you
Because
get
3
three
missiles.
bolts.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then, so plus 3. So that's 13 total.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So these 3 bolts of energy smash into the skeleton, just blow it apart. And the bones kind of collapse on the floor. And you get to roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Is this a wild magic thing?
Yeah.
Is this a homebrew wild magic or a legit?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just to tell me the thing.
Okay, 20.
Okay, that's fine. Right. So we are that blows the skeleton part. Ah, right. So we have our zombie. That's right. And our zombie is going to swing at. Zombie is stupid, so it's going to kind of do this random. It's going to swing at the man with the billowy hair and the shiny sword, but it's not going to hit you. It's going to get 14, and then we are back.
When Truly sees the skeleton trying to swing at Adrian, she's gonna go, "No!"
And at that point, the bear is going to, at that point, basically charge in towards the zombie, but it is not getting enough movement to get there and make an attack, so it's just going to get there.
Come on, bear.
And then it's Adrian's turn.
You're muted.
Yeah,
I'll strike the final zombie with my longsword.
Giggity.
go right ahead. His glowing longsword.
Yeah, he's gonna thrust it into them. Yeah.
That's an 8 total.
That will hit.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Let's pull that d10. That's a 4. Plus, so 8 total.
Don't forget your +3,
Nice. 11.
which is enough to see the zombie, or whatever magic was sustaining it, is clearly not able to cope with the mighty glowing magic of Adrian's longsword. And your thrust sees it slump limply to the ground.
Yes, I take the sword from underneath, and I just bring it up, then slice it up.
It's like he can do
Right.
anything.
That's right.
All right. And at that point, the bear sees the zombie slump to the ground, and it kind of tilts its head on one side and it looks at you sort of quizzically, and it basically kind of stands up on its hind legs, but as it does so, there is a sort of a rippling and a kind of rustling in its fur, and the fur kind of fades into a sort of rough spun woolen tunic, and the bear's kind of muzzle kind of pulls back into a sort of a thin kind of pinched face, and ever so slightly pointed ears of a half elf. He has sort of walnut brown skin, and dark brown hair, which is done in lots of little plaits all over his head. And he sort of looks at you and he says, "My thanks, travellers. Ill tidings have befallen my grove of late, as you may see."
Truly just runs and jumps into Adrian's arms and gives him a big hug, saying, "I was so worried about you. I'm so glad you're okay."
Adrian just kind of extends one arm and just kind of like, yeah. This is weak.
Demea's gonna try to ignore the weirdness going on with those two and go up to the former bear and be like,
Thank you.
"So what happened here?"
He's he sort of looks at you and says, he says, the creatures you see, and he kind of gestures around at the skeletons and so on, arrived in my grove a few days ago. Willem there, and he points to the older looking of the two zombies, says often came to my grove on his hunting trips, and I'm afraid he was captured not long ago. They were attempting to draw me out by threatening Willem's life. They kept demanding to know more about the forests and muttering and asking me about the location of a key of some sort, but I didn't know anything, and I could tell their intentions would not have been good had I given myself up. I was hoping that my elemental might have fought them off and persuaded them to seek answers elsewhere, or that help would come, but I'm afraid it obviously came too late for poor Willem.
Truly's just
You
kind
say
of twirling
he?
some of Adrian's hair around her finger and just looking at him with a dreamy smile.
Adrian is just still doing this thing. What is happening here?
Whatever you
At
want to
the,
happen, hun.
The druid frowns, and he looks at you, Adrian, and he says, I think I may know. And he reaches towards
Is it the
Truly's
berries and the
shoulder,
oils that I use? It's all
and he says, "May I?" As his hand nears your shoulder, Truly.
And she's just gonna kind of hold on to him. It's like, sure, whatever you want. What about you, honey? Is it okay if he touches me?
Yes. Please touch her.
And he
Please touch her with anything and
he,
everything.
he,
then.
he frowns again, and he rests his hand gently on your shoulder, and a sort of greenish white light under his palm, and he kind of whispers something under his breath. And he has cast Dispel Magic on you, and at that point, the Wild's magic effects ebb away.
You can see she's like hanging on to him, and her smile just slowly starts to fade. And she's
there.
like
How's it
looks
going?
down at my hands or at her hands, and she's just like, "Oh no." And she just kind of curls in on herself and just like backs away and mutters her thanks to the druid. Thank you very much. Appreciate
I'll
that.
fill you in later as far as everything said.
Oh god, I want to kill myself. She's just kind of curled in on herself and like hugs herself a little bit.
You want to be alone?
I kind of do, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'll be back for a little bit, and she's gonna walk off to the tree line that I just gotta hide behind a tree.
Guys, I don't think she's a changeling. I think I was wrong about that.
Yeah, you were. I'm glad you could admit it. So, sorry, you're a druid. Your name was Czar, if I remember correctly, from the town.
He looks at you with a sort of curious expression. He says, "You've heard of me. I was not aware that I possessed fame. It is a
Naiad
troubling
friend
thought."
told us
He
about-
says, "Yes, Czar is my name. I dwell here among the forest, and I tend to my grove and provide help and aid for the creatures here."
So you said that the people who came to attack you were looking for some sort of key?
He said he sort of he sort of gets a slightly distracted look on his face, and he says yes, they did mention something about that. I had no idea what they were talking about, but they maintained that there was a they kept asking about a key and said that one in tune with the forest would know its location, but it was nothing that I could help them with at all. He says, please do excuse me for a moment, and he glances at Julie and Adrian. He says, I can see that you all have much to discuss among yourselves, but I will be happy to help you in any way I can. But there is an injured goshawk in my hut that I must tend to. Otherwise, it may never fly again. Please climb up to my hut and take tea whenever you desire. And he kind of ambles off across the grove and sort of ascends the tree. There is no obvious ladder or rope or means of getting up there. He just appears to just ascend the tree bark, knowing exactly where to put each of his hands and feet, and goes into his front door.
Did he say before can fly again, or was I crazy?
Yeah, he said he had an injured goshawk to attend to. Goshawk is a bird of prey.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, the house can fly? What?
Yes.
So,
Grumbly, how are
Grumbly, I
you
know
doing?
your primary expertise is stone, but do you know how we can climb that tree to join the druid?
I may know a way.
Does Grumbly know a way?
Does Grumbly know a way? You tell me. How would Grumbly know a way?
I'm going to go and investigate.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation on the tree.
I assure you, what you're seeing
That's a
is
7.
consensual.
That's a 7.
You have successfully located a tree.
Yep, this is definitely a tree, guys.
All right, what are we rolling for the lootings?
No,
I
Mucky
think
was
I know
looking
how.
at the tree. To
Okay.
see
I think
how
I
the guy
know
climbed
how
up.
we can do this. I think I know how. I'm going to use my spider powers and climb that tree.
Okay.
You're
So while they're all looking at the tree, Trudy, what
Up
are you going to
here.
get up to? So Grumbly and Adrian are looking at a tree.
Truly's going to start kind of like at her feet, and she's doing more of a shuffle walk, just kind of kicking dirt a little bit. She's pouting, but she's going to start looking around the area to see what she can find, if there's anything beneficial for the group.
Okay. You don't notice anything on the ground, but obviously what you do notice are the piles of bones from the skeletons, the body of the spellcaster, and the 2 zombies.
Okay. Is there anything on the bodies of the zombies that we could take back to town to, like, give to their families or prove, you know, that we had found them and such?
Right. Make an investigation check for him, please.
That's a solid 2. A solid 2.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah.
You are just entirely too creeped out to notice anything other than the blatantly obvious. You do notice that one of them has a very simple silver ring on one hand.
She's kind of gonna go icky, you know, like, and just as little contact as possible, and just like wiggle it off the finger, and then pocket it.
Okay. What are the rest of you going to be doing at this point? So, sorry, Grumbly's still staring at the tree.
Grumbly's just gonna go all sort of nature boy and just start hugging the tree. No reason whatsoever.
Demea, what are you going to be doing at this point?
Tree.
Demea's gonna kind of take a glance at Truly being grossed out by the zombies, and then Adrian and Grumbly doing things to the tree, and is gonna walk up to the base of it and kind of call up to Zara, like, "Do you have something that could help us climb to your house?"
He calls down. Oh, of course. I am so very forgetful. He says, "Allow me to finish attending to my charge here, and I will come down."
Thank you.
I'm. So yeah,
Okay.
you're just gonna have to wait for a little
I
bit.
could just go up. I
Um,
could just use my spider abilities to go up.
can Truly go investigate the blue lady and see what she can find on her?
Yeah, of
Maybe
course you
depth
can.
of her?
Go ahead and roll investigation for me, please.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's a +0. Okay. But at least I rolled a 9 this time.
You find a dagger on a belt at her waist. It's made of silver. It looks like. You also find on the kind of lapel of her black robes, you see what looks like it was probably a silver brooch in the shape of some sort of like head.
Assuming it's a wolf.
It's a bit difficult to tell because it's slightly melted, but it looks like maybe. And then the rest of the body again is just a little bit too burned and too icky for you to want to investigate it further. So you haven't really done a very thorough job.
Okay, so she's gonna pocket the she's gonna put the silver knife on her waist, and is she able to take off the melted pin to bring to Demaya?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna do that, and walk over to Demaya and she'd be like, I really don't want to talk about what happened earlier, but I did find this on the body of the blue chick that you, like, wrecked.
Well, I mean, she did slit the throats of 2 innocent people. I mean, she had to die.
No, that's fine. I'm saying, I mean, she's quite dead.
But that was the point.
Yeah.
That was the
Yep.
point.
You did a good job
was-
on that
yeah.
one. But yeah, I'm assuming, considering that one was talking to our mystery masked person, that this is going to be a wolf head. So, I mean, maybe we can sell it as just for the fact that it might have value later. I don't know. She's gonna hold it out to Demaya.
And yeah, the man is gonna kind of hesitantly take it, like, thank you. And then while she's waiting for Zard to finish with his birdie, he's gonna actually go back and investigate that woman as well.
Okay, that's fine. You go ahead and roll investigation for me, please.
Phew. 19.
Okay, so obviously, because you kind of did the damage, for whatever reason, you just seem a lot less creeped out by the damage, and maybe you're just really satisfied that you killed the person who killed the 2 huntsmen. So you know, not squeamish of looting through. You find a few things in the in various kind of pockets and hidden in kind of pouches and stuff sewn into kind of the insides of her robes. The first thing that you notice is that on one of her hands, even though her hand is very, very charred, you notice that she wears a gold ring set with black gems. You find a pouch which contains 30 gold pieces and 50 silver pieces.
15 silver?
50, 50.
Oh, ooh.
And wrapped in a sort of velvety cloth and tucked into an inside pocket in her robes, you find what, to all intents and purposes, looks like a fist-sized black pearl. And as you unwrap it from the velvet cloth and hold it in your hand, you can feel that this is obviously magical.
Demi is then gonna bring this back to Truly to be like, so I was a little bit less disgusted than you were, and I found this that seems magical. Do you think you could figure it out?
Is Truly able to hold this and feel anything deeper than what Demaya was able to determine from touching it?
I mean, you can make an Arcana check to see if you might know anything about it.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
That is 13. Wait.
13.
Yeah, that's 13. Okay.
Was that including your +2?
Yes.
Okay. So, you would, given that your family were sort of traders and stuff, you would have seen these sorts of things before, although you don't know them well enough to know exactly what they are. You know that wizards and other spellcasters sometimes use gemstones and this sort of thing to help in their kind of magic. So it's probably something like that, but you would need to take some time kind of attuning to it and studying it and so on. Like good sort of hour or so, to really kind of get a feel for what it actually does.
I'm going to reiterate all that to Demea. And would I know if a cleric would be able to attune to it or not?
You would know with your 13 that things like this are more normally used by like wizards, sorcerers, warlocks, that kind of magic user, rather than by clerics.
I'll inform her of that too, but I won't necessarily go, okay, and then keep it. I'll hand it back to her and just give her all the information.
Yeah. But in theory, in theory, it doesn't mean a cleric couldn't use it. It's just more common to find gemstones that are, purpose for spellcasters. Because, like I say, you don't know what it is.
Right.
Okay, and at that point, with you having located the magical thingamajig, and with our injured bird of prey being tended to before the druid comes to talk to you again, I think that's probably the point at which we will end our session.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, thank you, everybody. This was...
That was good. That was good combat.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was so much fun.
Yeah, we actually did. We actually did good this time round. I have hit points.
You
Yeah,
have
hit
hit points.
points.
I threw up
They
in my
never-
mouth a little bit. I
they
threw up in
never
my
did.
mouth.
Yeah.
The only
I
thing
think
that
I-
touched me
I
was
did.
truly.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm just curious as to when Grumbly gets a bit of action.
When we get back to the town, you can get all the bacon.
It was.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't
Oh,
my
yeah,
choice.
baby. How you talking? Adrian's talking Grumbly's language there. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just smother yourself with bacon.
Oh yeah, baby.
Bacon bath.
Yeah. Well, Demaya freaking rocked the shit out of that combat. She's like, explode, explode, explode.
Let's
No,
question.
no, that's it.
Let's question this person.
Yeah. She's like, well, we wanted them to die, right? They were evil. I regret nothing.
She's like, I'm angry that the one I wanted to interrogate ran away, so she got the brunt of it.
Yep.
Lower
Totally. fair.
level grunts give us a good battering. High level boss splat one shot. Yeah, then-
I mean, at least, the I think half the problem with the last combat is that a lot of us were pretty much out of spell slots. So,
yeah.
This one, but again, Grumbly's the only one that's getting damaged.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
none. I took no damage
None.
whatsoever. But
None.
he's the tank. That's
Nothing.
that's
He's the tank. Yeah.
to be expected.
I mean, that's why I ended up casting Shield of Faith on him. I'm like, protect Grumbly. Protect the poor dwarf.
Poor man. So for everybody, please stick around for the raid. If you would like to share what your favorite moment was of this session or even last session, since it was so close together, feel free to put it in chat or put it in the D&D Time of the Wolf section in Discord. Also, as always, if you were inspired in any way by what happened today, please keep submitting that art because it's so awesome. We love it so much. I am so sorry for the yelling.
Yeah, it's okay. No.
Totally fine. It's adorable.
It's fine.
It's so for everybody here, if you are super eager to continue watching the story, we have quite a bit of a wonky schedule as posted in Discord and also on my I keep wanting to call it YouTube channel, my Twitch page. We have upcoming funds, and I basically have everything that we have on the calendar, whether it's confirmed or not. The next session will potentially be August 2nd. We really don't know. Thank you so much. And yes,
Things in flux.
yes, lots of stuff in flux. We have big schedule changes going on. But we're really excited to get into it. We want to try and stay as consistent as we possibly can. It will get back into a more normal routine moving forward. So much. But yeah, so we'll try and keep you up to date. We're pretty much mostly on potential right now because yeah, things are still in flux. We will do the best we can to give you as much notice as possible. But yes, thank you for the shout out for the players, Voodoo. Thank you to our wonderful DM, Aldous, and my wonderful friends and playmates here for just another awesome session. I'm enjoying this so much and exploring the story that Aldous has written for us and what we're kind of creating from it. Or destroying it. I don't honestly know at this point how he perceives it.
His ability to react to anything that we do is amazing.
Isn't it irritating? He's good looking and talented at writing.
Yeah.
God almighty. Ugh.
Yeah. You guys, we're gonna go raid somebody new. They're doing D&D as well. So let's go show the Wolfpack love. Thank you so much for everything. And go represent what this awesome community is. Bye.
Yes, stick around for the raid. Let's show them all support. That way we get more D&D people in the chat.